Direct from the transistor radio in your...
Why are you following me?
Alright, g'day ladies and gentlemen, legends of the high scrad. Welcome back to our world tour here, world adventure in the little plane that could. Trinidad TB21GT. So today we're going to be doing leg 6 of 6 here of California Dreaming. And don't worry, no 4-hour flight plans this time. I figured out my mistake last time. Let's put it like that. But for those of you who are new here, g'day. I'm Brussels. I'm just some Aussie. And to the returning viewers as well, welcome. It's absolutely awesome to see you here. So I do apologise for the slightly longer intro. The whole plan with that intro, as I did detail rather in chat, was that I would be trying to start streams about 5 minutes before their scheduled time, and therefore creating a situation where we're still starting the actual stream about 5 minutes into the just 5 minutes after the scheduled time is what I'm fucking trying to say, brain. Come on, spit the words out. Yeah, didn't quite work this time, obviously. Do let me know if there's anything that I could add to that intro, take away from that intro, shorten. I was going to say lengthen, but let's not be stupid. that would be good, because it's a background video. It's relatively easy to edit things, but once they have been edited, they are permanent until I edit them again. So it's very much a case of feedback, and of course I greatly appreciate all of your guys' feedback. So yeah, anything you can give us, or give me should I say, to help improve these new slides as I'm working on them would be great. The music for the intro was very, very loud for you. Okay, that's interesting, Sean. But that's good feedback as well. It's very interesting, but good feedback, because they were put in, yeah, they were put into the video at the volume that I would play music through the stream at, if that makes sense. So I wonder if making a video, like when you encode a video, it increases the volume or just holds it at a higher quality or something like that. But that is definitely something I can easily edit, Sean. Easily, mate. So thank you very much. I will do that. I also may shorten it just like closer to 8 minutes, I think, is because during that intro I had time to do so much more than just setting up the behind the scenes stuff for the stream. So yeah, I'll probably edit the size down slightly, and then as a few people said, maybe throw in some photos. I reckon maybe some speech bubbles to fill in the gaps, you know, ones that just sort of say, "G'day, how you going? Welcome to the stream," etc. Probably be nice for you wonderful people as well. Okay, that's appreciate that, Sean. I will sort that before tonight's Forza Horizon 5 stream, mate. Appreciate that. Thank you. And see, this is the feedback that I need, guys, because I am a multimedia noob. The fact that I've managed to put something like that together without calling help from a professional, literally just by my own trial and error, watching YouTube videos, etc., is freaking insane. Like, if you showed that to me 3 years ago and be like, "You created this for a stream," I'd be like, "Yeah, right, tell me another one." So yeah, I definitely need feedback, so thank you. Alright, let's so we'll make sure that we're going to be, as has been the case for most of these West Coast US flights, we'll make sure that we set our time so that we're arriving at our destination in a beautiful sunset. Alright, let's, seeing as if I don't start doing this in a second, Bruden's going to be like, "Boy, you've taken too long." Let's start this thing, and then once we start this thing, we'll jump into the chat and say g'day to a few people who have very kindly decided to join us this evening. Right, there we go, that's that. Let's select a fuel tank. Very good, very good. Pull the parking brake on. And then it should just be a case of do the good old key turn. This has to be one of the easiest aircraft to start in this sim that's got the propeller and the mixture and the throttle. Gawin doesn't do feedback. Oh. Okay. I feel like that's bullshit. You give me continuous feedback over in Discord, but anyway. Well, shh, no one needs to know about that, right? Make sure we're on GPS, throw some lights on, get some flaps in, and we'll figure out what our active runway is as well. So the active is 13 right and 13 left, which is perfect because we're basically next door to runway 13 left. So we couldn't have, we're going to get a nice, good, timely departure. Where's my yoke gone? Hello? Yoke? Right, I've clicked on the yoke to remove yoke visibility, and now the yoke is, there we go, that's better. I was going to say the yoke refuses to return, but no, we're good. TBM is crazy easy to start as well for a turboprop, and you know what's funny about that, Vruden? Is both of those aircraft are made by the same manufacturer. So that's saying something about Daha Sakata they make very user-friendly aircraft, obviously. Alright, so let's say a g'day to, obviously, Rudin the Great. G'day, mate. Welcome to the stream. Hope you're doing really, really well. Gawin says, some fool trying to hit every state and every country in the world. Shh. I don't know who this fool is, Gawin, but they sound fucking insane. Which, you know, if the shoe fits, wear it. Mr. Dale says that internet thingy-wingy makes it possible to be close to everyone, though, which can be a positive. This is very true. This is very true. Although I've never heard of somebody refer to it as the internet thingy-wingy. But, hey, you know, it works. Everybody knows what you're talking about in the scheme of things. Sean threw in the flight plan. Damn, Sean, you're quicker than me, boy. You want a job? I mean, it's unpaid, but if you'd like a job, let me know. Really a job if it's unpaid, is it? Wow, Vruden, you talk as much as I do, mate, except you just have to do it with a keyboard. Blue Dog says barometer is 30.14. It's alright, I'll just hit B, because I'm lazy. Who did I miss? I think I missed somebody. Maybe I didn't miss anyone. Did I say hello to Blue Dog? G'day, Blue Dog. I can't remember if because you're like got a couple of messages in between in between Sean and Vruden's essay. I can't remember whether I know I've referenced you, I just can't remember whether or not I said g'day, how you going? So I'll say it again. G'day, how you going, mate? Welcome to the stream. Hope you're doing really well. Going. Funny man. Alright, so as I did say, we're just to the left. Usually it's everything you own in the box to the left, but in this case it's the runway for our departure is to the left. Don't know if it'll have the same success as Beyonce's other song, honestly, but there you go. I also don't know why I put the minimum safe altitude at 7,000 in the chatbot. It's actually 9,500. So just give me a moment there. I will edit that because that is going to otherwise result in planes in the side of cliffs, which, you know, whilst entertaining, is not ideal. Alright, so let's go. I mean, we're to be fair, Vruden, despite the long intro, 20 minutes and we're about to taxi, which is about normal. So you've got to give me some credit there. I've made up the time. I mean, we're only arguing over like 3 minutes here because it would usually be about a 6.5 minute intro anyway. But you know, just gotta hold my viewers to account, especially my cheeky viewers. Now, I thought before that I saw Mr. GC Bounds. I may have seen Mr. GC Bounds, or it may have also been a figment of my imagination. So we've got a few places that we're going to be heading over on today's stream. Obviously, our first POI waypoint, whatever you want to refer to it as, at Reading Municipal, and then of course we're going to be heading up towards Mount Shasta and then across to the coast, where we're going to be heading up the Redwood Valley here in Northern California, including flying over a location called Trinidad, which is interesting because that's what we're flying. Mr. Drew DeMariner says, I am exceptionally cheeky and I'm holding you to high standards. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. You're not wrong, Drew. You are not wrong. You've certainly hit the nail on the head. Mitty says, almost missed takeoff. I just woke up. That's all right, Mitty. I know for a fact that you were up quite late yesterday evening. So, you know, don't be too hard on yourself. Sleep is important. All right, let's, just because Mitty's here now, it's all good. We can go ahead and take off. So we'll do exactly that. Hey, William Kelly is here. G'day, William, mate. Welcome to the stream. Hope you're doing well. I think you've arrived so I can take off now. Right, everybody, ladies and gentlemen, Mitty and William have arrived, so we can continue with the stream now. We can proceed. Yeah, Mitty, I knew you were coming. I knew you were coming. It was just more of a case of waiting for you to arrive. So we were just filling in the time. You know, I don't exactly know how we were filling in the time. Probably with the startup of the aircraft, like a normal person. But yeah. Oh, I don't know why I keep forgetting to add the yoke back in this aircraft, because it looks, personally, I think it looks so much better with the yoke right in front of us, which is of course showing the movements that I'm making. It makes it feel much more realistic. Alright, so let's, the only thing is we need to remove the yoke to set the autopilot, which is, yeah, not something you can do in real life, that's for sure. You know, if I said to air traffic control, oh, excuse me, I just need to remove my yoke to set my autopilot, I feel like CASA, the FAA, whoever's in charge here in the US, probably would have a problem with that, I would say. No surprise 600 nautical mile flight plans today, William. Yeah. We, hopefully that's not a situation that I put us in too many times, you know? Not ideal when you load up a flight plan 5 minutes before a stream and go, oh shit, why did I do that? So anyway, this is the extremely busy, bustling metropolis of Chico. Looks like most other Northern Californian towns, cities, suburbs, whatever you want to refer to it as. Are you talking about baseball or softball, Drew? Is that what you're talking about? Talking about American stuff. So, I'm assuming that the conversation is basically going to progress to who has the biggest guns? Yeah, exactly, Mitty. I'll just plan a flight from London to Melbourne in a Trinidad. I mean, technically it is a flight from London to Melbourne, this world tour. It's a very, very indirect flight, and it may also not be a Trinidad for the whole journey, but it is technically Melbourne to London. Like, I mean, I know I'm clutching at straws with that one, but Mitty, that's part of the reason why I'm trying to find somebody who knows how to paint aircraft, is because there is something I would like to do between Sydney and London. But yeah, it's not so clear-cut and simple as just, oh, let's just start it. Don't worry, it doesn't involve GA aircraft. Okay, Vruden, no worries. You sit there, mate. Bloody hell. Let's climb a little harder, seeing as we're still at full throttle. Let's make use of the fact that this thing has got some serious power. Yeah, okay, baseball. Philadelphia Phillies beats Cali's San Diego Padres. Oh, jeez. Talk about a bit of a, you know, fancy sounding name. It amazes me in the US, you know, like baseball is big, basketball is big, you know. So here in Australia, baseball, huh? I mean, people play it, but it's not a big popular sport. Basketball's on the up and up, but it's not really either. Yeah, I am Gruden. I'm going, mate. I'm going. Obviously, you're not exactly going to find it difficult to pass me. You are in an F-14 Tomcat, after all. That's I feel like it's not a fair comparison. Trinidad TB21GT, single engine, turbo, versus dual engine military jet designed to fly at above the speed of sound. I mean, I'm not an expert on the matter, but I feel like that isn't a comparison that one can really do. Xenon, oh there you go, you watch one basketball game live or one baseball game live? What is baseball? How do you play it? So you take a ball and you take some basting liquid and a brush and you just lather that bitch up. That's baseball. It's Xenon's coming up with new fusion sports. So basketball is where you use a bat to dribble a basketball around the court. Can you imagine that right now? You got your baseball bat out in front of you and everyone's walking around like this. Nobody clip that. That's just, yeah. I feel like that would be quite a dangerous sport if you had multiple people in a small area all trying to, yeah. I'd say that's probably the reason it doesn't exist as a sport, but anyway. I'm not a Yank. Get the games mixed up. I mean, what's the sport of choice in Taiwan, Xenon? Is it soccer, football? It's obviously not like cricket or anything like that. Right. Oh, we're already almost at our altitude of choice. Very good. All right. Let's set this thing up. Go. Beautiful. We are a little bit high up for this part of the flight, but the terrain below us is only going to get higher, so we get a nice view of everything now. This is true. Drew, we do love gears. That is very true. If you've seen summer nats or anything like that with our burnout competitions, yeah, absolutely. Rudy says, Bryce, I won a plane off Gawin and I gave it to you. Oh! Gruden! That's really kind of you, mate. I was... that aircraft was on the list of next aircraft to pick for the world tour. You are too kind, Gruden. And Garwin, but yeah, both of you together. You are way too kind. Thank you so much for that. That's really amazing. Appreciate that a lot. Yeah, no, I'll definitely grab that, Gruden. That's really kind of you, both of you. Appreciate that a lot. I've been eyeing off that thing ever since Mr. Brett Plays did a review on it, and he was like, actually, this thing's pretty mad. Hey, Mr. HazXR, hello.com.au. How you going, mate? Welcome to the stream. It seems like you weren't the only one who wanted the canyon run to be at a more reasonable time. I had like 4 or 5 people ask me in Discord yesterday, mate. So you got your wish. But welcome to the stream, mate. You're at school again? Yeah, unfortunately. School getting in the way of, important things like watching streams. I don't know. Now, Drew, there's no need to call Xenon out for his age like that. Yeah, no, you're a good man, Vruden. You're a good man. I know you like to pull my chain, and I like to be a sarcastic see you next Tuesday in response to you. But yeah, there's no doubting that you are in fact a very fine young gentleman. Don't know if the first 2 words of that accurately actually explain, but yeah. Correct, Mitty. Me over school. You're gonna... Well, I mean, I could technically claim... I couldn't technically claim, but you could technically claim that this is a geography lesson. Because you're discovering parts of the world from an aerial viewpoint and learning cities and locations and distances and headings and your north, south, east and west and all that. I mean... There's some, if I was to clutch at straws any more intensely, I'm pretty sure I'd crush the paper versions. But, Yeah, but Vruden, remember, it's not like legitimate whining. It's because you're being a see you next Tuesday, I'll be a see you next Tuesday. What canyon are we flying over? Mitty, that's a great question, mate. What canyon are we flying over? Give me a sec. I just need to consult something. We are flying over we are flying over Upper Bidwell Park. This canyon is part of Upper Bidwell Park. See? I knew where we were. I think. We're 20.58 nautical miles from Reading. HazXR says it's lunchtime now, so he doesn't have long, only 30 minutes. That's a bit of a shit lunch. Although, I think that's what it was like when I was at school as well. It was only about 30 minutes for lunch, which is... Yeah. Sounds like a challenge. Gruden, you take it however you want, mate. Whatever helps you sleep at night. Xenon started high school the year the English won the Football World Cup. Ah, okay. Yeah. So, 1845. Because the English haven't won a World Cup in forever. Not that I can really sit here and make baseless claims like that when Australia has never won a Soccer World Cup. So, you know... Vegemite shapes sound like such an adorable snack, even in spite of Vegemite's swampy... So, Drew, funny you mention that. They are a lot less... there's a lot less intense on the yeasty flavour that Vegemite has. It's more... what the... It's more... just the salty umami-ness of the Vegemite because it's got something else with it. But if anybody was to try and taste Vegemite who wasn't a big fan of Vegemite shapes is actually a really good good way to walk down that pathway. Yeah, I mean, Vruden, like, I love your style, but trying to keep up with me in a GA aircraft and an F-14 Tomcat just seems insane. Seems like something that somebody who is quite literally insane would do. Probably why you're trying to do it, honestly. 1844 Xenon? Oh, well, you look good for your age, mate. What's, how old would you be if you were born in 1844? You'd be... 170 something? Yeah, you look great for your age, Xenon. Need those Vegemite shapes to do their work? XR, just out of interest, what work do Vegemite shapes complete? Just a question. Yeah, what? Can I employ them to do work for me, like as a personal assistant or something? Got the Lake California Air Park down below us, which, where is Lake California then? Okay. Is that Lake California there? That small trickle of water? Anyway. Halloween decorations. Is that a thing, is it? That's just from an Australian's perspective. Is Halloween decorations a thing? I'm not even... I know Christmas decorations are a thing, but Halloween decorations? I didn't know that was something that people participate in. When is the next Australia stream? HazXR, it is later this week. Don't quote me on exact day, but it is later this week. What is Halloween decorations, Drew? Is it like spooky stuff, or is it like lollies and chocolate bars, and or in the case of the Americans, candy and sweets? Or, like, I'm assuming it's spooky stuff, yeah? I don't know. Australia does not really do much with Halloween. There's certain suburbs and pockets of suburbs where, you know, young families live. Those housing estates and all that, yeah, they usually do a trick-or-treat or something for the kids. But other than that, it's not really a thing. Scarecrows, bales of hay, skeletons, spiders. Oh, okay, so yeah. Spooky items. Okay. I feel like that's a hell of a lot of... I mean, a lot of people put so much effort into their Christmas decorations. Do people in the US put the same amount of effort into their Halloween decorations, or is it not quite at the same level? Like, because you know, with Christmas decorations, you've got the lights that are synced to music and all that. Mitty says, do a dive and do a touch and go. A dive? It wouldn't just be a dive at this point. It would, I'd basically be turning the Trinidad into a fighter jet. Yeah, so of course in the US, pumpkins are currently in season, whereas here they are not. So that makes a lot of sense. We will definitely. So this is Reading Municipal. It's one of the major sentences. Centers. Let's try that. It's one of the more major centers here in Northern California. Your classmates think you're weird for watching planes. Don't worry, HazXR. I used to get the same shit when I was in school, mate. People just don't let people dictate your passion. You know, you don't call them weird for liking particular sports or being interested in, I don't know, what a teenager's interested in these days. Plus, being weird is good. It's different. It's interesting. You know, people who are not weird are just boring. Wow, shots fired. Might have been slightly harsh on my behalf there, but anyway. No, that's good, HazXR. That's good, mate. All good, all good. You know. People, you know, jealousy is a curse. They just think of it like that. They're jealous about the fact that you like cool things like flying. And you'll be the one in 10 or 15 years with your private pilot's license, and that's when they will be like, oh, can we go up on a flight with you? It's like, no. You thought I was weird. Now you think I'm cool because I got a pilot's license. Go get your own. I was gonna say something, and I've gotten sidetracked. I'm sure it'll come back to me. It obviously wasn't that important. Anyway, yeah, it was something about Reading Municipal, I think. Oh, yeah, American Truck Sim. That's why I'm including a lot of these major places and having us fly over them, because they are locations that we've all visited in American Truck Sim. See, I told you it wasn't something that important. It was more just a statement. We are coming up to the Shasta Trinity National Forest here, though, which is looking pretty spectacular, but it looks like the clouds are rolling in, of course, which is always the way. So we'll just get a, well, yeah, we might have to enact a little bit of an act of God. Drew says, speaking of seasonality and pumpkins, I made a dashing butternut pumpkin puree yesterday. You would have hired me for your brigade on the spot. Drew, what you're not understanding there is you think that I wouldn't have hired you prior to that. You've very much made it obvious to me that you have a good understanding of food. Therefore, you would have been hired before you made a pumpkin puree. Just throwing it out there. I mean, a lot of moving involved, and I don't have a crew. But yeah, I am the crew at my current job. Me, myself, and I. Which has its benefits and its disadvantages. Has its benefits in the fact that the only person I have to rely on to do things is me, but the disadvantage is the fact that the only person I have to rely on to do things is me. We've got an abusive relationship going on, you know? Kazakhstan says, anyways, have a great stream. Got to go down. Not a problem at all. Kazakhstan, mate, enjoy the last 2.5 hours. I think that you probably got left of school, if I'm not mistaken. And yeah, as you said, I will either see you later on this evening over in Horizon 5 stream, or sometime is it tomorrow that we're doing the canyon racing, tomorrow evening now? What's today? Tuesday. Yes. Yeah, we'll see you otherwise for the canyon racing tomorrow evening. Thanks for jumping in, by the way, bro. Okay, maybe the clouds are not rolling in as much as I first expected. Drew says, tomorrow I am making a cheese ravioli with a savoury nutmeggy pumpkin cream sauce, blanched then sautéed hazelnuts, fried crispy sage leaves for garnish, and a dash of parm. Drew, I'm buying a flight to Philly. I'll see you in 24 hours. The Typhoon does some great economy at 168 knots. Oh wow, there's two of you who are flying military jets slowly. Credit where credit's due, gents. That requires some serious skills. So, like, genuinely, thumbs up. I mean, Drew, I feel like to buy a flight to Philly, a return flight to Philly, which is going to require basically 20 hours of flying up, 20 hours of flying back. I feel like I probably need to give myself a better reason than ravioli with pumpkin. I mean, it's a pretty good reason. Don't get me wrong. It's a pretty good reason, but don't know if I can justify that, spending that sort of money and time for it, that's all. Bruden, you meant to, you're not meant to say things like that, Bruden. You're meant to be like, oh yes, I am the best pilot in the world. I'm doing 173 knots in a Tomcat. You're not meant to, be like, I'm the autopilot queen. Because I'm the autopilot king. Don't you forget that. Nice part of the world here, the Shasta Trinity Forest. I would never have known that this existed at the very top of, I knew it was mountainous in Northern California, but I didn't realize it was like mountainous forest with lakes and rivers and all that through it. I mean, Drew, that's going to definitely get me to spend the money and time. Absolutely, that's the icing on the cake, mate. You have flaperons that really help until landing. What are flaperons like the little tiny thin strips that are sort of like part of the flaps on the wing, but they move independently, sometimes in different directions? I don't know. What's the best aircraft example? Like a 777. You know how it's got the little flap-like things that you can bend down or bend up? I say bend, move. Well, they are bending, technically, aren't they? Yeah, anyway. I'm sure my technical description was really well understood by everyone. Yep, fair enough, Rudin. Fair enough. That you've got me there. You've got me there. Very true. Yes, we are going north, Mitty. We are going north. You thought we were going to the next part of the world if we go south. So, to give you a bit of an idea, Mitty, we've done the Caribbean, except Bermuda. We've done all of South and Central America. So we started in Kitty Hawk in North Carolina, went out into the Caribbean and went down and around and up and in, like that. If that gives you a better idea of where we're going. Now, we are going to be heading south soon, because we're going to get to the top of Washington State, and then we're going to come around and go down, and then up, and then down, all the way across to the other side of the US. Yeah, those things. Cunards, whatever the hell they're called. You hope the guy that came up with flaperons got fired? Brett Plays, you're fired. So, MIDI. Originally, the thought was to go, yes, Alaska, Asia, Australia. However, I have heard some rumours that there's going to be a world update for Asia 1 or 2 next year. I don't know where, I don't know if there's any truth to it, but the rumour is that they're going to have a world update somewhere in Asia next year. And they're going to have a world update in Africa somewhere as well around that time. So, because of that, we're going to go into Europe, where there's already been a significant amount of world updates. Because if they're going to be doing world updates in Asia and Africa and all that, I would rather do those locations once they've had some loving to the maps areas, because there's some parts of Asia and definitely some parts of Africa that's a bit like, okay, that looks like Minecraft kind of thing. So, yeah. We're going to go around the US, into Canada, into Alaska, back into Canada, so like the Northwest Territories, Nunavut, then we'll go up to like Iqaluit, Alert, Resolute Bay, etc., cross into Greenland, and then like Svalbard, Jan Mayen, Iceland, etc., make our way into Europe, and then in through Central Asia, across to like the already done map areas of Asia, like Japan and all that, and then into the Pacific Islands, and then into Australia, if that makes sense. Now, what did I miss whilst I was spending 400 years explaining that? Yeah, very hard to control with the flaps down. The elevator is at the back, stabilator is at the back, but the whole wing moves. Yeah, correct, yeah. That's, I just knew them as canards. Yeah, I hadn't heard anybody refer to them as flaperons for, yeah, a while. Yeah, so the really big mountain in front that has snow on top, Sean, that is Mount Shasta. So that's why we're in the Shasta Trinity National Forest right now. And that's part of the reason why I wanted to come up in this direction and then zigzag across to the coast, because when I was flight planning, I saw out of the corner of my eye, I was like, hey, what is that? What is that? Yeah, and I saw this as well, which is the Castle Crags Wilderness area where these rocks are. I'm slowing down. If I'm slowing down, Vruden, I would say it's going to be weather related, because I haven't dropped any power or anything. Woo! Yeah! Amazing flavour. Oh, Drew. Appreciate the donation first up, mate. Really do. Thank you very, very much for that. Your continued support of the channel is yeah. I'm extraordinarily grateful for it, Drew. Thank you. Secondly, he says, Bryce, add this to the piggy bank to come visit us in Philadelphia. I will cook for you as long as you agree to be saucier for 5 minutes. Drew, you have a deal. As long as you make the cheesy ravioli and you wear the Mary wig, I will quite gladly come to Philly and be your saucier for 5 minutes. But Drew, thank you very, very much for that. Really appreciate it. I don't think it is the mixture somehow. Vruden, look at my mixture. We're overspeeding anyway. We're almost overspeeding technically. We do have 30 knot headwind though. So that's probably the issue here, Vruden, is that 30 knot headwind is not, well, you know, for a small GA aircraft, 30 knots of headwind is going to cause a problem whether it's got power or not. Really. But Vruden, all that means, my good sir, is that almost overspeeding. Because you got to remember the speed that you're seeing on the Fly Live Studio thing. That's my ground speed across the ground, my true ground speed. That is not my actual airspeed. My airspeed would be different because I'm at 10,000 feet. Come on, you should know this. But as I was saying, next time we do a giveaway to pick the next plane, I mean, maybe you need to pick something fast. You need to win the giveaway and pick something fast. You have the power to do stuff like that, so make use of your power. What is my airspeed? Alright. My airspeed is about 150-ish, 155 airspeed, something like that. There we go, Mount Shasta over there. Sean's getting Sean and Vruden actually are getting a very, very, very good in-depth look at that one. Is it correct on the widget? Oh, it is correct on the widget. There we go. Don't worry about me then, Vruden. I thought they'd be different, but it turns out that my steam gauge airspeed dial reads my true ground speed. So there you go. Oh, it would Vruden if I was at like 20,000 feet. This thing does its best work between 15 and 20,000. Geez, the weather got a little bit shit, didn't it? The weather got really shit. I mean, there's a lot of smoke haze coming up in the distance, but I guess the reason for that is the next airport and the next location that we're about to fly over is called Weed. So I mean that explains the smoke haze clearly, and the extra clouds that have been generated. It's the town. I do like steam gauges, Rudin. I love steam gauges. I really like a Garmin setup. I think they're great. But a mix, like what the Trinidad's got, a mix of steam gauges with a little bit of glass instruments for the GPS and all that. I like it because it's nice and simple. And it's easy to read, and you're not relying on technology. If you have an electrical problem, you can still make the steam gauges work, etc. Whereas if you have, as what happened to Stefan Drury with his Cirrus, he had to completely replace his whole panel because he had a failure of all of his panel electrics. You just wouldn't end up with that issue in a steam gauge. You would still have problems, but you wouldn't end up with that sort of bloody issue. Sean's landing at the next location. sounds like Sean wants to pick up a stash of goodies from the locals. Sean, can I recommend the brownies? Vruden climbed to 9,500 feet because we got him all paranoid. But Vruden, why are you paranoid about... You're in a Tomcat. You can go from 6,000 to 60,000 in the space of about 2 minutes. Yeah, the F-14 has all the green CRT panels, exactly, because it's that slightly older school technology. All the electricity you need to keep boiling the kettles for steam gauges. The clouds have you scared? I mean, sounds like a personal problem, honestly, Vruden. It really is getting dark and here, though, isn't it? Yes, that is also true, Vruden. That is also true. You can climb fast, but it also means you hit the mountain faster. So that is, yes, very, very true. And we're about to make a left-hand turn, as you can see, and actually go across all these mountains now. So... yeah, probably is a good idea that you do climb to the MSA of 9,500. Oh yeah, I keep forgetting about the fact that you're in VR, Vruden. Of course, you are. Yeah, you'd be getting a completely different. What's the word I use here? Completely different. Viewpoint? That works, I guess. Experience. Thank you, Mitty. Thank you, Dictionary Thesaurus Man, Mitty. Sean says, I have a great FLIR image of the mountains ahead. Bang, except that one. Yes, exactly. I can just imagine now with Rudin like, oh, this area is great. You're no thesaurus? Well, you did a better job with the choice of words than I did. Not to discount your efforts, but not that that's very difficult. Drew, if you're still in the stream, mate, check your Discord messages when you can. The last time you bought a thesaurus, it was terrible and also terrible. That's very similar to a joke I heard recently, which is along the same lines of I have a very old thesaurus. It's not very good anymore, and it's also not very good anymore. What's another word for thesaurus? That's a great question, Xenon. That is a great question. What is another word for thesaurus? Let's see. Let's see if Google loses its mind when I ask it this. What's another word for thesaurus? Yeah. Google's just basically said to me, thesaurus, similar words. First option, thesaurus. You do have synonyms for thesaurus, and I don't mean the ones like the buns with the cinnamon and the icing. I mean synonyms. You got reference book, glossary, lexicon, onomasticon, terminology, vocabulary, a language reference book, a source book. There we go. There's other words for thesaurus. Not quite. I'm aware that was meant to be a joke, by the way, Xenon. It's just a joke I've heard a lot. Alright, so we've got 75.3 nautical miles to get across to the northern California coast here across the mountains. I think now is the time for me to go and throw a coffee pot on, but don't worry, I won't wait for it to boil this time like I did last time. I'll go and I'll come back and I'll go and I'll come back again. So that's exactly what I'm going to go do, so I'll leave you guys for like 2-3 minutes and then I will be back. See you in a moment. Don't know why I said it like that. Coffee pot is on. Doggos have been rounded up into the room. And I managed to visit the pilot's room as well, so with any luck we shouldn't have to make any more stops there for the rest of the stream as well. So we're currently, according to little nav map, in a place called the Russian wilderness. So we've either travelled a large number of kilometres very quickly, or... But it is bloody nice. I'm not going to lie to you right now. And the weather, although the clouds are low, they're not so low that you can't see everything below. And I really, really like that. Careful around the cables. Remember, Belle, you almost choked yourself on that cable last night. Careful, darling. Good girl. Yeah, bloody Bella last night got herself tied up in some of my steering wheel cables, and she kept edging forward slowly, 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 and it's just like, Jesus Christ, if you went any further forward, dog, you were actually going to... This is why I'm so thingy about them being around the cables in the room. It's, you know? Here in Taiwan, I was shocked when teaching people study English but never knew what a thesaurus was. I guess, Zenon, because to learn basic English, you don't really need a thesaurus, you just need a dictionary. Because that's what you're trying to learn. You're trying to learn what the words are and what they mean. You're not trying to learn 13 different ways of saying the same thing. At least early on in the studies. I mean, I know you get this, but I'm just sort of thinking out loud. Vruden, my housemate, has a Kelpie puppy named Bella. So Star and Bella are the best of friends. In fact, hey Bella. Come on. Hello, Bella. You want to say hello to the people on the stream? Star is trying to climb up Bella's back. Hey, Belle. Alright, that's it. I hate to break the news to you two, but you're both females, so trying to do each other is just not going to work. I hope you guys were hoping for some lesbian dog action on today's stream, because you've just got it. True, Zenon, true. I don't know. You're the expert in this one, Zenon, because you're the one who's teaching the English in Taiwan. I'm just somebody looking in from outside? Yeah, that works, from outside. A firm believer that every dog needs another dog. It's their nature. They are pack animals. Yeah, absolutely. If Bella and Jai were to ever, you know, find a different place or whatever, would I buy another dog? Yes. Yes, I would. For the reasons you just mentioned. Bruden? I guess it's a bit different for you, Bruden, because you are retired and you have time to spend at home. Because both myself and Jai work, it's beneficial for the dogs, you know, during the day, because they get to hang out with each other in the backyard whilst we're not here. So they don't get bored, they don't get lonely, any of those things. What the hell did you run into, Sean? A gust of wind or a mountain? That's a pretty decent drop in speed. Where are you? You're over there, so you're not far from us. And you just had your ground speed dropped by like 40 knots. What? That's weird. Yeah, I'm in real weather as well. Why didn't I get smacked by a huge gust of wind when you did, seeing as you're only just over there? That doesn't seem correct, does it? Maybe it was just something to do with the ridges and the mountains and all that over where you are, possibly. I don't know. You see nothing but cloud. Right. So obviously the weather system, the cloudy weather system that's making its way over this part of the world, is slightly to our north from where we are, where you are, Sean, clearly. Which I guess makes sense, because it looks like it's sort of coming in this direction, the angle that we're sort of facing now. Sean says, check Discord. Okay. I will check Discord. Let's have a look. Where are we? I'm assuming it's under photography. Let's have... Wow, so many awesome photos, Sean. Ah! Yeah, okay. Mind you, I'm about to fly into it as well here, Sean, so maybe I'll get smacked with wind in a moment as well. It would make sense. Yeah, 9,500 should be well and truly high enough, Vruden, because where we're flying right now, the minimum safe altitude is 7,500 in this small section. So it's 9,500 for the whole flight plan, but you could be as low as 7,500 right now and you would still be all G. I wouldn't recommend doing it with this weather that's hanging around. That's for sure. But you could be. Put it under the exemplary cutlery channel. Yeah, it's under photography. Yeah, I don't know why I didn't check photography first. That would make sense, wouldn't it? I mean, Sean's like, hey, check for a photo in the Discord. And the first channel I opened was not photography. So, yeah, that's, you know, you got to ask questions sometimes. So I'm going to, once we get to the other side here, hello from the other side. Anyway, I am going to make a landing at California Redwood Forest for two reasons. First up, the name sounds great. I reckon it's going to be a nice place to land. Secondly, it's just down the road from a town called Trinidad. And seeing as we're flying the Trinidad, I feel like we should be landing near to an area that's called Trinidad, and we should also be trying to fly over Trinidad on departure nice and low. That's my reasoning anyway. I reckon that my coffee is now brewed, so seeing as we've still got 38 nautical miles until I need to start thinking about making, or nearly 38 nautical miles, and still I need to start thinking about making my way down for California Redwood Airport, I'm going to go and make that coffee. I'll leave the camera on so you can see the dog antics. with you with a coffee. Yeah, just got out of the clouds. Probably like just a couple of minutes ago, Blue Dog. Seems like the cloud level has calmed down a little bit now. You can order whatever you want. They're good at growing it in Northern California. I'm sure they are. It seems like it'd be probably a good location to grow that as well, Rudin. Just the weather would be... it would be good weather to do it. I said I was turning left and never did. We turned left ages ago and we're going to be turning right soon. What are you talking about? How much have you had to drink, Rudin? Alright, so... Bella, away from the cables. Please learn your lesson, darling. Remember what happened last night. Alright, so I'm going to start making my way down to 7,500 feet because that is the current minimum safe altitude, and we also do have a landing to make. So we'll go down at about 400 feet a minute. Oh, you're way behind now. How are you way behind in an F-14 Tomcat? That doesn't make any sense, Rudin. Yeah, all good. Yeah, exactly, because you can, because you've got the F-14 Tomcat. Also, I don't know whether it's a good thing or not, but when I was pouring my coffee then, I'd obviously put too much water in the bottom, because when I picked up the pot, put all the hot coffee all over my hand. The fact that I've just coated my hand in hot coffee and it doesn't hurt, definitely a chef. That's for sure. Most people wouldn't look at their hand after they've spilled hot coffee on it and go, oh, yeah, okay. It's just how I keep myself alert in the mornings. It's not just the coffee I drink. It's the coffee I pour all over myself as well. Oh, you're pacing yourself. I mean, that's fair. I guess I can't really argue with that, Rudin. You're using common sense, and which is very rare. Sorry, did I say that out loud? I apologise. Jeez, it is very windy up here. It's still windy in this part of... so this was the problem that we had in yesterday's flight, is in this part of the world, at about 10,000 feet, it's super, super windy. And it's the same today. It's slightly less windy, but still very, very windy. If you drink tea or coffee, there is a mug called an Ember that will keep it warm. It's Bluetooth and everything. Bought one for your wife last year. She loves it. Sounds really good, Rudin. It would only get used 6 months of the year here, because the other 6 months of the year I drink iced coffee because it's hot enough to... But depending on the price of the cup, it's not something I'd turn my nose up at. You know, Christmas is coming up. No doubt the parents will be like, "Oh, what do you want for Christmas this year?" And I'll be like, I don't know. I'm not 15 anymore. You know, it's not doesn't have the, you know, 15's slightly old. I'm not 9 anymore. It doesn't have the, you know, big hoo-ha that it used to. But yeah, actually that's not a bad idea at all, Rudy. I think $100 US. I think you might be onto something, Bruton. I think you might be onto something. I might try and pull off the good old-fashioned, oh, you know, there's this warming coffee mug, and then there's there's a subscription through a local company called Industry Beans, where for a certain amount per week, I don't know exactly what it is, I'd have to research it, but they send you a home coffee machine and beans every month, I think. A bag of beans that lasts, you know, I might be onto something now thanks to you, Rudin. Just do a, 2-for-1 deal. Just be like, hey, a coffee subscription and one of those warming mugs would be bloody epic. And it's probably going to get a more positive reaction from them than, oh, well, I could do with this for streaming, this for PC stuff, this for... They'll be like, yeah, and how much is that? Oh, that's $1,000, that's this, that's, I don't like to do that to my parents. They've done more than enough for me, When they ask me, what do you want for Christmas? Well, a VR headset would be great. They'll just get the look of, really? Alright, so I'm going to... Whoop, that's a little too far. We need to position ourselves at about 3,000 feet here. No, at about 3,000 feet aircraft. That's the only thing I hate about this. I think I've detailed it before. The only thing I hate about this Trinidad is this old school autopilot is just... It's a bit annoying sometimes. Yeah. It's a temperature-controlled mug, which sounds bloody awesome, Vruden, especially for the winter. Because there's nothing more like when I wake up on my work days in winter, I literally get out of bed, make myself a coffee, and get back into bed for 15-20 minutes and drink that coffee. If I can keep that coffee at a continuous temperature for the whole time, winning. Right, so that's cool. Yep, a helicopter collective controller cost. What even is a helicopter collective controller, if I may ask, Vruden? It's so what I'm basically doing here is just making sure we're below the clouds once we get to Eureka here, just so we can get a nice view of, because it's no longer going to be mountainous for the rest of the flight, so we can just cruise at a nice low altitude once we take off from the Redwood Forest, I guess. Probably refer to it as the Redwood Forest. It's a lever with a throttle on it, like for the sim, yeah. So like a joystick, but designed specifically for helicopters. Maybe. That's the vibe that I'm getting anyway from what you're telling me, Vruden. Yeah, for the sim. Cool. Hey, that's a lot of money, but at the same time, if you really enjoy flying helicopters in the sim, I mean, like, probably wouldn't hurt. But it's just a case of whether or not you want to spend the kind of money that a VR headset costs for a helicopter controller. I guess if you were somebody who really, really likes flying helicopters in the sim, you would get a VR headset and a helicopter controller at the same time. Let's be real here. If you're into helicopters, that's... Yeah, look, it's clearly a product, Vruden, that is aimed at a specific percentage of the market. It's not just at everybody. It's at those people who, and you see them sometimes in the sim. They're usually flying around Bing 3D photogrammetric cities, and you can see them. They're doing like loop-the-loops and flips and all the stuff that like the Red Bull helicopters do, but they're not using Red Bull helicopters.
Now if you break it, I can take it. I don't need a prize. Leave out the fact that I am up against 1,000 guys. My intuition efficient, cause I can use my mind. I'll try.
Actually, here's the thing I've been meaning to bring up with you guys for a while. Now, in case you hadn't worked it out already, on this world adventure, we actually cannot get to Hawaii. It's too far from anywhere to do in a GA aircraft without us spending 8-9 hours in each direction flying over water, which between you and I really don't feel like doing. Yeah. Why is this thing not holding altitude? Why are you not holding altitude, aircraft? There you go. Hold that. Can you hold that? No. It refuses to hold altitude. What? There we go, that's better. It just wanted a little bit more oomph in the engines. Fair enough. Okay. I can deal with that. No, so to continue what I was going to say, sorry, is, yeah, we unless we want to spend nearly 20 hours in total just flying from the US West Coast out to Hawaii and back, what I was going to suggest is that we do, like, you know how we did for the Southwest Georgia and Sandwich Islands, we did the detour? I was wondering if we should do a similar detour style thing for Hawaii. The other thing we could potentially do as well, if anybody was interested, is we could hire business jets to go out to Hawaii and then fly turbo GA prop aircraft, whatever you want to refer to them as, once we're out there. That's another option. Yeah, we can change planes. Absolutely we can, Bruden. No one's arguing that we can't change planes. I'm just throwing something out there that I've realised that we're going to end up in a situation where, yeah, we don't want to spend that sort of time flying out there. So how can we still go out there? I don't plan on skipping it. I want to do it. I want to see it. So yeah. Yeah, so I was thinking either of the standard business jets in the sim, or like the TBM, or the Velocity, or even the Honda Jet or the Mustang C510. It's, so MIDI, even with that solution, the distance between the closest island to Hawaii in the Pacific is just as much as the US West Coast to Hawaii. So you'd still be looking at 7 or 8 hours of over water flying. And we're going to hit Fiji, Vanuatu, Bora Bora, etc. When we're actually flying around the Pacific Islands. Off-stream time-lapse, I mean, that's definitely an option. I could definitely create a flying event where those who wanted to fly across to Hawaii could, and we can film some of it, and we can do it in Discord, and then we can upload a time-lapse of it to the channel. That's absolutely an option. It's more like a 5-year plan, 6-year plan, Sean, but yeah. Let's go with 15 for the sake of the argument. I just want to make it as enjoyable as we possibly can, and I think I speak for everyone, and maybe I don't, but I think I speak for everyone when we're all in agreement that none of us want to spend nearly 20 hours flying over water when we're going to be doing so much over water flying once we get to the Pacific Islands anyway. But we also all want to go and see Hawaii, you know? Absolutely, Sean, but like, I'll be honest with you, mate. I find over water flying fucking boring. I love hanging out with you guys, but there's only so much you can talk and yell and scream about in a 20-hour period. Some might say that's poor form from me, but I'm just being honest. My idea of hanging out with you guys and having some fun flying around doesn't involve looking at water for 20 hours. I'd rather be enjoying what we're currently enjoying. Yeah, that's alright, Vruden. I thought you were insane when you used to do that. I was very appreciative of it, but yeah, I thought you were absolutely crazy for doing it. So I'm glad you're looking after yourself. You've probably noticed as well that I'm looking after myself as well, starting my streams earlier than what I used to, because it was exhausting. Not going to bed until like 3 o'clock in the morning. Yeah, I know. No. So, Sean, it's not the time thing. The time is not the problem. The boring part is the fact that we're not gonna see anything except water. The reason we were able to do the 24 hours with such ease is because there was things to look at, you know? But flat, blue water for 20 hours. Get out. I do like water. I don't want to look at it for 20 hours. It's nice for a few hours.
I can be a midnight love. I can be a midnight love.
I'm quite happy to sit here and stream for a 10-hour flight. If we've got a 10-hour flight that we have no choice but to do, great. Let's do it. But yeah, not... And you guys will understand what I mean when we get to the Pacific Islands and we've got 3 or 4 hour flights. And it's literally, there is nothing in between. We're leaving one island that's a couple of kilometers by a couple of kilometers, and we will not see any land until we arrive at the destination, which is also an island that's a couple of kilometers by a couple of kilometers. And it's going to be really cool for the first 10 or 15 flights, and then everybody's going to be like, oh good, more water. Yeah, there's going to be heaps to see. To the left we have the Pacific Ocean, and to your right we have the Pacific Ocean. In front is the Pacific, behind is the Pacific, above is some clouds, and below is more Pacific. Alright. Let me figure something out. Clearly people are keen to do this. So, I'll come to the party. If you're flying and the Pacific is overhead, you're doing something wrong, or you could just be flying inverted, Mitty. But yeah, you're not wrong, Mitty. You probably are doing something quite wrong. Very true, William. Unfortunately, I don't think they show up in the sim unless the maps get updated. Exactly, Sean. Exactly. So there's no wind on the ground here at Redwood Airport here, in case people were wondering, like, you landed on that airport and now, sorry, that runway, and now you're heading over to this runway. Yeah, there's no wind, so we can just take off and land wherever the bloody hell we want. Hey, Mr. Dangerbird is in the stream, and then he disappeared. That was, yeah. What is it called when things appear and disappear? It's, like spooky shit. Why can't I think of the f***ing name? Sort of, William. You're on a better track than I bloody was. I wish, William. I honestly wish, mate, that when new islands formed due to geological activity that they showed up straight away in the sim. Because using the SDK, I can make runways in locations that don't have runways. Like the Pitcairn Islands and all that. I could technically make like a runway where we could land the streams. But yeah, if the islands don't exist, I can't put a runway. Well, I mean, I could put a water runway in the middle of the Pacific Ocean. I don't know if you could land in the middle of the Pacific Ocean. I don't think it could be considered safe with the waves and all that. But I mean, yeah, you can use the SDK to make islands too. That is very true. You can. So let me look at this once we finish this stream here, guys. A few things I'll look at. I'll look at how long it is to fly to Hawaii in a GA aircraft like the Trinidad. Then I'll look at it in the TBM. Then I'll look at it in business jets. If it's all really, really crazy far, what we'll do is we will do like the diversion style thing that we did with the Southwest Georgia Sandwich Islands thing. I'll also look at the Pacific and to see if there's any way that we can, make a water runway or something between an island and Hawaii, or I'll figure something out, basically, is what I'm saying, and then I'll post about it in the Discord. And if you guys just want to let me know of all of the options that I throw in there, which one you'd prefer, and we'll go with that. Jesus fucking Christ, Mitty. Damn. I'm sitting here at the end of the runway expecting Vruden to land, but I forgot about the fact that Vruden's in an F-14, so he's not going to land. He's going to give me a fly past like what he just did. So I think we should just continue moving, shall we? Huh. A pontoon bridge from San Diego to Hawaii. Huh. I mean, that would require some serious work and some serious maintenance requirements as well. But, I mean, we are in a world of ridiculous technology, so it's probably not. Trinidad, calm down. I'm not pulling back. Why are you trying to take off? The trim is all over the shot. It's trying to take off at like 30 knots, and then it's like, oh, why can't we get off the ground? You're not designed to take off at 30 knots. Yeah, the trim is not right. I should always be setting my trim before trying to take off. Right, so we're gonna keep it quite low, quite slow, and hand flown for this portion of the flight, because I want to fly nice and low over the location of Trinidad. Ah! Jesus Christ, Sean. That's a slight problem. And that's in one direction, hey? Okay. Okay. Yes. Yeah. That's, I'm really gonna need to give this some thought, aren't I? Brett Plays, mate, welcome to the stream. What'd you miss? A mountain and some mountainous terrain. Basically the very, very, very northern part of Northern California. That's alright though, mate. All good. Welcome to the stream nonetheless. Hope you're doing really well. Yeah, we were just talking about that, Brett. I'm going to look into it at the end of the stream, see whether we should be attacking Hawaii from here, or whether we should be attacking Hawaii from the Pacific Islands. or whether we need to do just one of those diversion things like we did for Southwest Georgia and the Sandwich Islands. So, I mean, not that you're getting a very good view of it, but right now, this part of the world that we're flying over is called Trinidad. And I don't mean Trinidad and Tobago, I mean the little town down there on our right-hand side is called Trinidad. Alright, let's No, so we're not going to use Hawaii necessarily to go across the Pacific, William. It's more of a case of trying to figure out the best way to go and see Hawaii is what we're trying to sort out. Without spending an exorbitant number of hours just flying over water, because we're going to do so much of that when we're in the Pacific Islands anyway. Yeah, I had to, William, I had to. I fucked up. I made a slight error with the previous flight plan. I'm not against the idea of using the Honda jet or the C510 Mustang. Yes, they are private jets, but they are small private jets. And I reckon we can get that to qualify. Yeah, so William, I was thinking if we attack it from the US, I would go from like Seattle, which is quite north, I know, but I don't know, I feel like that's probably a good way to attack it. Yep, Sean, absolutely, mate. Slowing down right now. Certainly can. There we go. We are doing 148 knots. But as I was saying to the rest of the guys, William and Brett, I'm going to review all our options. I'm going to chuck them up in the Discord sometime this afternoon. And I'll just sort of be like, all right, now you guys tell me what you're feeling from this list of how we should best attack and approach Hawaii. Probably shouldn't use attack Hawaii in a sentence. That's gonna bring up a whole kettle of fish that we don't want to visit. And that is also an option, William. That's also very, very much an option. If little islands exist and stuff like that, I'm happy to create airports on them, even if they're just temporary dirt strips, because that certainly wouldn't be the first time that temporary dirt strips and water strips have been created for aircraft. You know, I could quite easily say, hey, for the journey to and from Hawaii and in Hawaii, we're going to fly the Pilatus PC-6 float plane, you know? And then we just have water runways at the islands. Yeah, exactly. We are in the little plane that could, so make it could. That's exactly right. So just so, for your reference, Mitty, little plane that could doesn't necessarily mean the Trinidad. It just means the little general aviation aircraft that could, because we swap planes pretty regularly. Well, we're going to start swapping planes pretty regularly because there's now so many available. If we so I was working it out earlier on with Gawin. If we start swapping planes every 25 to 30 legs, we will still only fly 30 to 35 aircraft by the end of the world tour, which is a extremely small number when you consider how many legs we're going to be doing. And it also means that you guys get much more of a say in what happens in the streams, because every 30 legs somebody wins a giveaway and gets to pick the next aircraft. So that's extremely good for you know, the people who can't always fly with us. That's not a bad idea at all, William. A mod for those who want to cross between the US West Coast and Hawaii in GA aircraft. So, Mitty, that was already a thing, but originally when we came up with the idea, because we came up with the idea like 12 months ago, there wasn't that many GA aircraft available at that time, so we sort of thought, oh, let's do it every 100 flights. But now that there's so many GA aircraft, sort of need to step back for a moment and go, yeah, right, let's potentially reduce that. Also very true, William. But to try and maintain some sort of realism, I would prefer to try and see if there's islands first where I can put water runways, because at least that's pretty realistic, you know? Hey, Lazarus, mate, how you going? Nice, in the FA-18, I like that. I wish they had sonic boom for the people that you flew past, though. That would be... like, I would love to just have you guys go past and all I hear is... woof. So, in fact, let's have a quick look on little nav map right now. If I was to go from Seattle... and then Hawaii. Yeah. So obviously Southern California is a lot closer to Hawaii. I guess the other way to solve the problem, and it's a very, very simple way, is we just do the Pacific Islands in like Honda Jets or Citation Mustangs. That's the other option. We just go, screw it, we're taking jets for this part. I don't have a problem with that. There's still little planes. Yeah, I saw that right then. Though you don't think those have the range. Oh yeah, that's a bloody good point as well. That's a really good point. They need about 1,000 nautical miles of range to be able to do, I think the closest islands to Hawaii are Midway Atoll and parts of Kiribati. So they need about 1,000 nautical miles, yeah, of range to be able to do it. But again, that's another thing I need to look at after the stream here. So I will do that. Someone's behind me in a Bonanza? Yeah, Blue Dog. I was going to say, is that Blue Dog in his Bonanza? Because the Bonanza and the Trinidad look very, very similar from a distance. Yeah, there we go. Johnston Atoll is, yeah. So maybe we do just wait until we get to the Pacific Islands to do Hawaii. And just go, screw it. We're going to do the Pacific Islands in jets. Small jets. I don't have a problem with it. Or we use the velocity like what Gawin was saying we should do. Anyway, as I said, I will have a quick look at, well, not a quick look, but I'll have a good look at all of this once the stream is sorted, and I will post in the Discord once I've got a better idea of what we are looking at. I guess the other thing is if we do use jets, then we have so much more scope on where we can visit in the Pacific. Like we can go all the way out to Easter Island and everything. Mitty says, a banana, like and subscribe. Mitty, my spoon is too big. I don't know if you actually know what that's from. Most people do know. That's a slight stretch. Some people know. Hey, Sean's back. I love it how I said I'm going nice and slow, and we're doing like 160 knots. We were going nice and slow. I'm glad you caught up though, Sean. I love it how everyone except Blue Dog and me are flying fast jets. I love it. Very nice, Sean. Very nice. Well done, mate. I love your style, but you already knew that. Alright, so we are now 19 and a bit nautical miles from Crescent City. And I spent so much time checking to see if Crescent City was in fact the last airport in California before you entered Oregon. Yes. You physically cannot get any closer with an airport than Crescent City. Jack McNamara Field. Who is Jack McNamara? Other than, obviously, who he is. Jack McNamara. Is... okay. Secretary of Defense, possibly, that they've named this field. Piper too slow? Slightly. Cody? Really? Is the Cody too slow to keep up with the Trinidad? I didn't know that. And the Cody amphib is obviously going to be too slow because it's carrying the extra weight. You can keep up in the Typhoon. That is true, Sean. That is true. You are certainly not wrong there. I was gonna say, Brett, you were, I saw you go past before, it was just like, hi, bye. What even is the JAS 39? Sean! Sean's just summoned himself. The Saab Gripen. I didn't know that was a thing. Let's have a bit of a Google. Is a light single-engine multi-role fighter aircraft manufactured by the Swedish aerospace defense company Saab. Huh. Oh, it's made by Saab and BAE. There you go. I knew Saab made, yeah, I knew Saab made, good military aircraft, but this is the first one that I've seen one available for the sim. We can view the Gripen on our ETS-2 convoys. Really? Ah. Interesting. I will keep that in mind, Mitty. Alright, mixture forward, propeller forward. Autopilot is off. Let's make the yoke visible. Let's bring the power out. And let's bring it into Crescent City, Jack McNamara Field. There's a view you don't expect on approach to a small general aviation airport at the top of Northern California. Is an FA-18 just cruising past the right-hand side of the aircraft. Can't see shit. CSS, can't see shit. It's a little bit different to the CFIT certification.
You're the opposite of me, like sun and rain, and drama on the TV is full of pain. But we're the good part, the happy ending.
Sorry guys, this one's going to potentially require some significant concentration from me.
We never fake it, even if it hurts, we always say it.
Okay, runway in sight. I feel like I should not be flying this visually somehow. Okay, I'll take that, especially considering the visibility in the area. Brett make a bit of an interesting landing, did he? Alright, where even is the parking area at this airport? Because I can't see shit. Okay, to the left. Cool. It's, you know you're in America when small airports like this have ILS as an option. I mean, not on the runway that we came in on, but it does have ILS as an option. Why is it so hazy up here though? Is it just because it's foggy and it's cold, or is this just how it is up in this part of the world? I mean, don't get me wrong, it looks absolutely crazy with the sun setting. There we go, Sean's down. Don't know how he's going to stop the typhoon on this runway. He's absolutely cooking it there. Oh, actually, the brakes work quite well, don't they? There you go. Nicely done, Sean. I thought you were destined for a runway overrun there. Yeah, it does look a little bit like a wildfire, doesn't it? Does look a little bit like a wildfire. Yeah, very true. But yeah, nicely done, Sean, there. I genuinely thought there was no way you were stopping that at the rate that you came in, but credit where credit's due. Some nice piloting skills. Jesus Christ, Brett. I've heard of speed taxiing before, but it looks like you're about to perform a drag race. Alright, well, ladies and gentlemen, legends of the highest regard, that does bring us to the end of leg 148, and this time we're done with California dreaming as well. I hope you guys did enjoy that flight as much as I did. I'd like to thank each and single one of you. It's an interesting way of constructing that, for coming along on the flight, whether you flew along, whether you're in the chat, whether you did both. It's been a pleasure to have you all along. If you haven't shown some love to that like and subscribe button, obviously, they're very, very lonely. If you could do that, I would be grateful, they would be grateful, and the YouTube algorithm would also be grateful. I don't know, I feel like that's a bit of a stretch. But, guys, as I said, thanks very much for coming along. Wherever you are in the world, you make sure that you look after yourselves, stay safe, stay well, don't do anyone I wouldn't do. I will obviously post in the Discord very soon about the Hawaii thing. But, guys, until the next stream, which is tonight in Forza Horizon 5, for those who are interested. The details are available in the stream description. Yeah, that too. The stream description on YouTube. I'll also throw those details up on the Discord as well once we're done here. But guys, I'll see you in the next stream. Hopefully with all your smiling faces and all that on. You're going to see the new stream ending slide now. I like it, but I reckon I've gone a little bit too hard on the cringe. So let me know. I'm thinking of just dialing it back a level slightly. Same with the stream starting. But guys, bye.
Mm-hmm.